What's up guys, Charlie McGing from Charlie McGing Fitness and Nutrition, and today I'm going to be talking about the difference between mechanical or central nervous system failure and muscle failure, what the differences are and how this can reduce your overtraining but increase your muscle growth. So first of all, what is the difference between central nervous system failure or mechanical failure and muscle failure? So first of all, mechanical failure is basically when you're doing them strength sets, when you're doing them heavy sets, you're doing sets of 5 and say you're doing 100 kilograms on bench press and you want to do 5. So you do the 5 and then the last kind of 1 or 2 you can't push up, and that is basically mechanical failure. That is where you can't physically push up the weight anymore because your nervous system basically is just put out. You don't feel any actual, much strain or pain in the muscle, much burn or build up. It's just you physically can't lift it anymore because the weight is too heavy. The other side, the muscle failure, is basically when you're doing them higher rep stuff and you're doing your reps and then you can't physically do any more because the muscle is in such pain. There's such a burn in the muscle that you can't physically move it anymore. So that is the difference between them two, and the difference in terms of overtraining is basically when you're doing the CNS failure or mechanical failure, then basically that is your nervous system being put to failure. So that last rep is using a lot of energy from your central nervous system, and so it contributes to overtraining a lot. Say the next day after your training, when you train really hard and you can feel it the next day, when you feel tired, fatigued, run down, that is most likely CNS failure. So that is basically kind of what we want to avoid, because that doesn't really help you. Just destroying your nervous system doesn't help your muscle gains at all. It may, if you stimulate it and then recover, stimulate and recover, it can help your strength, but it doesn't really help that much in terms of muscle. So basically what I'm trying to get across is you want to try and avoid this. So with your high strength sets, with your low rep sets and heavy weight, you don't want to be pushing to failure where you can't hardly move the weight anymore, because this is going to tax your nervous system more than the failure that I'm going to tell you about now. So muscle failure is basically when you do lots of reps and there's a big burn in the muscle and you can't do any more. So this kind of failure, it's not really that taxing on the nervous system because the weight's generally lower if you're doing higher reps with them, and the fact that you're building up a lot of burn, you're building up metabolites in the muscle, means that you actually get extra muscle growth from that. And say if you're doing 12 reps and the muscle fills up, it burns, that isn't actually too taxing on your nervous system because of the low weight, but the fact that your muscle is very pumped now and it's full of waste metabolites basically, that actually causes the muscle to grow, and it's not going to contribute as much to overtraining the next day. So basically the kind of take home message from this is, and this is what I do, is when you do strength sets, when you do high weight sets, you don't really want to be going to failure. So you want to be programming your training program so that you can hit the desired amount of weight for that amount of reps without a failure rep at the end. So this means you can train harder the next day, you won't be so tired and it won't negatively affect the rest of your training and the rest of your life. But with the high rep sets, say the 12 reps, the 15 reps, sometimes the 8 reps, although that's kind of still, you know, it's a moderate rep range. With these high reps, you want to push it to failure and push it until you basically can't move it anymore because the muscle is so pumped and it's full of waste metabolites. So that's going to help the muscles grow. That's going to give you the most benefit from the strength and the most benefit from the muscle growth with the different kind of rep ranges. And so over time, if you incorporate this in, you're going to be bigger, stronger, and your training is going to be a lot better off. So that's it, guys. Thanks for listening. If you like the video, comment below. If you've got any questions, comment below. If you like the video, click like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.